The system doesn't want you to become rich. Here's why. First of all, I would be very grateful for your support if you subscribed to my channel and liked the video. Now it's time to face the truth. Let's begin. Just think about it for a moment. The alarm goes off. You wake up, maybe already tired. You get ready. You rush. You sit in traffic or log into your computer. You work. You solve problems. You attend meetings. You respond to messages. You try to keep up. You get tired. You come home. A little scrolling. A little Netflix. A little social media. Maybe you promise yourself, next month I'll start saving. Next month I'll take control. Then you sleep. At the end of the month, your salary comes in. For a brief moment, you feel safe. And then, rent. Bills, groceries, subscriptions, debt payments. And somehow, the money is gone again. And one day, a quiet question appears. Why can't I ever feel financially comfortable? And then maybe a more uncomfortable one. Does the system actually not want me to become rich? Today we're going to talk about that. Not with conspiracy theories, not with anger, not with blind motivation, but with economics, with psychology, with history, and with real life. If this perspective helps you, support the channel by liking and subscribing. Now let's get into it. 1. What is the system? First, let's remove the drama. The system is not a secret room. It's not a group of villains making plans. The system is the structure we live in. It includes the education structure, the labor market, the banking system, the tax system, consumer culture, the media, social expectations. Together, these form what economists call a capitalist production and consumption system. What is its core objective? Continuous production, continuous consumption, continuous growth. Because modern economies depend on growth. If growth slows down, companies shrink, investments drop, unemployment rises, governments collect less tax, debt becomes harder to manage. So the system must keep the wheels turning. Now here's the key point. The system needs most people to produce and consume consistently. It does not require or structurally optimize for everyone becoming financially independent. That's not evil. That's economic design. If everyone lived entirely from passive income, dividends, and investments, who would operate hospitals? Who would teach? Who would maintain infrastructure? Who would run logistics? An economy cannot function if everyone exits the workforce. So the system rewards productivity. It stabilizes employment. It encourages spending. Financial independence is possible, but it is not the default path. 2. The debt cycle, the engine of modern economies. Let's talk about something concrete. What is one of the most powerful mechanisms in modern economies? Debt. Mortgage loans, car loans, student loans, credit cards, buy now, pay later systems. Banks make money primarily through interest. Governments issue bonds. Corporations issue debt. Consumers borrow. Debt is not accidental. It fuels growth. When you take a mortgage, you inject money into the housing market. When you finance a car, you stimulate manufacturing. When you use credit, you increase consumption. From a macroeconomic perspective, debt accelerates economic activity. But here's the psychological side. Behavioral economics shows something important. Humans consistently undervalue future pain and overvalue present pleasure. This is called present bias. We say, I'll handle it later. It's just a small payment. I deserve this. Advertisements reinforce this. They rarely say, this purchase will reduce your long-term liquidity. They say, you deserve it. Upgrade your life. Success looks like this. Luxury is framed as identity. Spending becomes emotional. Consumption becomes symbolic. A constant consumer is valuable to the system. But someone who saves aggressively, minimizes lifestyle inflation, and invests consistently is not contributing to short-term consumption growth at the same level. That doesn't mean saving is wrong. It just means the system is optimized for spending, not restraint. 3. Why money is not taught in school. Be honest, did school teach you how compound interest works in real life? How inflation erodes purchasing power? How tax brackets function? How to evaluate investment risk? How to build assets? Probably not. But you were taught. Follow instructions, meet deadlines, pass exams, compete for grades, earn a diploma, find stable employment. Is that wrong? No. But historically, modern education systems were shaped during and after the Industrial Revolution. Factories needed disciplined workers, time compliance, task execution, hierarchy acceptance. School structures mirror that model. Bell schedules, standardized testing, authority hierarchy, uniform evaluation. The system prepares you to function well inside organizations. It does not necessarily prepare you to own capital. Owning assets requires risk assessment, delayed gratification, independent decision-making, financial literacy. These are rarely core subjects. Again, this is not malicious. It's structural. Education systems were designed to produce reliable participants in economic systems, not necessarily financially independent individuals. The invisible barrier. Your mental model of wealth. Now we need to turn the camera inward, because blaming external systems alone is intellectually lazy. Research in psychology shows that money beliefs form early. If you grow up hearing, rich people are greedy, money changes people. We're not the type who become wealthy. Those beliefs embed themselves subconsciously. Then something interesting happens. When opportunity appears, you hesitate, you delay, you rationalize, you self-sabotage. This is called cognitive dissonance. If your identity conflicts with wealth, you unconsciously protect your identity. Even in a perfect economic system, an unchanged mindset limits growth. So yes, there is an external system, but there is also an internal system. And often, the internal one is stronger. The structural reality of wealth distribution. Let's get analytical. Wealth distribution in capitalist economies follows a pattern. A small percentage owns a large share of assets. This is often described using the Pareto principle, roughly 80-20 distribution. Capital generates capital. If you own productive assets, stocks, businesses, real estate, intellectual property, you earn not only from labor, but from ownership. Employees exchange time for income. Owners exchange capital for return. Over decades, this difference compounds. Compounding is powerful because growth builds on previous growth. This is not secret knowledge. It is mathematical reality. If your income depends only on hours worked, there is a natural ceiling. If part of your income depends on scalable assets, the ceiling shifts. The system does not block asset ownership, but it does not automatically guide you toward it either. You must learn it intentionally. Technology. The system also creates opportunity. Now here's the balanced perspective. The same system that encourages consumption also enables unprecedented opportunity. We have free educational platforms, global markets, low-cost brokerage accounts, digital business models, remote work, creator economies. In the past, to build wealth, you needed factories, large capital, physical infrastructure. Today, a laptop and internet connection can launch a digital service, a content brand, an online course, an e-commerce store, a software tool. Barriers to entry have dropped. Information asymmetry has decreased. So the system is not a prison. It is a competitive arena. Unprepared individuals struggle. Prepared individuals leverage it. The filter theory. Here is the central idea. The system is not a wall, it is a filter. It filters by financial literacy, risk tolerance, discipline, delayed gratification, strategic thinking, emotional control. If you consume everything you earn, the system absorbs you. If you understand its rules, you can use it. That is not rebellion, that is competence. The real question. So the real question is not, is the system preventing me from becoming rich? The real question is, am I willing to learn financial principles, delay gratification, acquire skills that scale, take calculated risks, think long-term? Because wealth is rarely an accident. It is usually structured behavior over time. The system won't automatically make you rich, but it does not close the door either. It simply does not open it for you. You have to push it. If this perspective gave you clarity, write in the comments, I will learn the rules. In the next video, we'll break down the first 5 real practical strategies for financial independence without fantasy. Remember, blame feels powerful. Responsibility builds power, and the decision is more in your hands than you think. Take care of yourself.